I can't imagine that I will ever do plant medicine with anyone else apart from Hamilton, and certainly not Ayahuasca or San Pedro. The philosophy behind Blue Morpho and the dedication from the whole team to helping us awaken, to helping us be happy, to help us be better people, to help us be more loving is just incredible. It's actually my third time here, but each time just gets better. The first time I came, it felt like a dream come true. It felt like the biggest adventure of my life. To arrive in the speedboat and then suddenly to be in the middle of the most beautiful environment, this incredible jungle, the incredible majestic river flowing by. It's just, I feel like it's a spiritual home, and I feel like I'm my happiest and the most myself when I'm down here. Hamilton has literally changed my life this year. I became aware of him about 6 years ago, just as I was about to take ayahuasca with a different organization. And I always thought that if I would do it outside of the UK, I'd come to Blue Morpho. But it took me 5 years to achieve that, and it's absolutely surpassed my expectations. I always had high expectations of what it was going to be like. But Hamilton himself has just turned out to be a complete revelation, a complete joy to be with. He's so generous with his time and his knowledge. I love the way that he doesn't, there's no pomp or ceremony around him. He's not like a guru. He's just like, he's a genius, but he's just a regular guy as well at the same time. So that's really refreshing. I've done spiritual retreats before where the person leading it was treated like a deity. And that's the absolute opposite of what you get at Blue Morpho, even though Hamilton probably has more right than most to behave like that. So yeah, it's incredible. As I said, he's so generous with his time. He really cares about the well-being of every person who's down here. And I think now there are opportunities to extend the care that you get down here through the wider Blue Morpho organisation. There are lots of opportunities to really kind of cultivate that connection of spirit that you start building down here. And as I said, my life is completely different now, a year after first coming to Blue Morpho, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. I think with Hamilton, it can be because of the strengths of his powers, he's able to convey in a simple gesture or handshake a huge amount of magic. You know, there can be there have been times when he's given me a handshake and it's completely changed the course of my evening, where I've gone from being in a relatively sober, not particularly fulfilled state to feeling incredibly enlightened and I'm not sure how he does that. I think it's intentional. I think he's as well as being an amazing shaman, he's also an incredible energy and body worker. So I think quite a few of us have really benefited from Hamilton laying hands on us in some way, and for me that's been quite revelatory, and it's really enhanced my experience down here, and has also really deepened the benefit I've got from being down here. But as well as that, I think when we have the sharing sessions every day, the fact that he's just so generous with his time, and he will spend the sessions can take up to 2.5 hours, and they don't need to, but he's always so happy talking to people about their development, answering their questions, making sure that everyone's absolutely getting the most they possibly can from their visit. There's never any feeling that I don't know. There's never any feeling when you're down here that Blue Morpho is a business. It's just like Blue Morpho is a way of life when you're down here, really, and we all benefit so much from the dedication of Hamilton and all the people down here to make sure that we're awakening as quickly and as beautifully as possible. I always receive healing when I'm down here. It's this week has been great for me because there's been real highs and lows this week. There's been prolonged periods spent naked on the shower floor, and so having a very, very difficult night with lots of purging and lots of confusion. but then later in the week, that was followed by the deepest experience I've ever had with ayahuasca, where I've taken it quite a few times now, but I was really able to have a very strong dose and sit with it all night, and really go deep into it and not freak out on it. I think sometimes when I have a strong dose, it can be overwhelming. This week, I've managed to really, really experience the exquisite subtleties of the medicine and the real beauty of it. And I'm very grateful for that. That feels to me like real progress. I think with ayahuasca, for me, it doesn't have to be a beautiful experience to get real benefit, and um, I, and I often find that the ceremonies themselves can be very, very difficult, but then the long lasting benefit is really, really tangible. This week, I've managed to have both real deep healing, but also um, have a very subtle, beautiful, deep experience as well. So yeah, so in my mind, that's real progress this week. I think my favourite parts this week. Hamilton he's a fantastic performer in ceremony. He sings pretty much constantly, or he's talking to us. When he's talking to us, he's always filled with love and humour. And when he sings Icaros, he's just incredible. Some of the vocal gymnastics he's been doing this week have been that intense, and I wish I could have recorded some of them, because I think people would struggle to believe what Hamilton manages to do over the course of an evening with his voice and his whistling and his drumming and his shikapa playing. But I think probably some of my favourite points this week have been when Hamilton's got us to sing with him. That's a really powerful thing to do, I think, when you have 30 people in a room all having a spiritual time singing. Yeah, I think that's been my favourite thing this week. Yes, via Hamilton, I've received a massive heart opening this week. I've also managed to purge a lot of grief I didn't know I was carrying as well. It was interesting because I stayed in a different lodge for a few days before I got here, and over that weekend I developed a bad cough, and my friend said to me, "I think this is part of a purge." And I was saying, "It's not. It's an illness." And she was saying, "Well, wait and see." And I've now realised that Hamilton told me that I was purging grief from my chest, and now that the week is over, the cough is gone. So it feels like I've purged everything I needed to, and now my body is miraculously healed. So yeah, that's been an incredible gift, I think. I'm really aware that something has shifted. I've purged a lot. I've physically purged a lot, both in the toilet and through coughing and through sweating this week. But it feels like a lot of energy has moved. I also got some great teachings from Hamilton as well about dealing with fear and how to have a direct relationship with God, which is not something I realised you could do before, and how you can basically ask God for whatever you want, and He's probably gonna he's probably going to agree to it, because he wants you to be happy. So that's been a great teaching. But also learning how to turn off fear as well this week has been great, especially when you're walking back from ceremony in the dark and you're worried about snakes. My spiritual awakening is very important to me. It's very, very important, and I think there were some questions out there, because it's my third time here this year, whether it could whether there could be as much benefit as there has been in the past, whether I was going to be disappointed. It's actually been my favourite time here this week. So there's been huge healings. The group that we've been with, the groups are always brilliant here, but this group has been especially fantastic. We've all really gelled together harmoniously, and it's been beautiful. From the moment we all met at the hotel, there's never been any disharmony in the group at all. It's been quite extraordinary how you can bring together 30 people who are all nervous about what they're about to go through. They all come here with big expectations, very much out of their comfort zone, but everybody has behaved with grace, and it just has just been beautiful this week. And I've thoroughly enjoyed my time, not in ceremonies, sitting around this beautiful lodge and talking to incredible people. That's been a real gift this week. Absolutely, yes. I'm hoping I'm going to bring my friend here next year. I think he'd very much like it. Um, yes, I often recommend Blue Morpho. I can't imagine that I will ever do plant medicine with anyone else apart from Hamilton, certainly not Ayahuasca or San Pedro. The philosophy behind Blue Morpho and the dedication from the whole team to helping us awaken, to helping us be happy, to help us be better people, to help us be more loving is just incredible. And I would definitely not hesitate to recommend this to anybody who has the means to get over to Peru and experience this incredible, this incredible ceremony.